Hello and welcome here to guide you through a few gentle yin yoga shapes that help to release the shoulders. So recently I've been getting into surfing and I've noticed that my shoulders have become very tight. And since also speaking with a lot of surfer friends, this seems to be quite a common thing. So I thought I would share these 3 shapes that I've been working with every day just to help open things up a little bit. So I hope it is helpful. And some things that you'll need for this particular practice is a block. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, you could use perhaps something like a book or just something that's quite sturdy and shaped like this. You also need a blanket. This is a really soft blanket, which is nice and comfy and cozy. So maybe a nice soft blanket if you have one. And in yoga, we use these yoga bolsters. So if you don't have a yoga bolster, you can always work with a few stacked up pillows or perhaps a rolled up towel could also work. So grab everything that you need and we shall begin. So the first shape that we're going to start in is called the heart opening shape. And we just come onto all fours. We've realigned the palms underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And from here we start to just gently walk the hands out in front. And then we just gently start to sink the heart down. So we want to keep our hips high as we gently sink the heart down. We drop our chin to our mat here. Now for some of us that might feel like it's perhaps too much. And if that feels like it's you, we could come up a touch and we could either work with our blanket and just kind of prop our blanket up underneath the body. And then just gently come down that way. And if we need extra height, you could work with a few kind of stacked up pillows, or if you have a bolster, you could definitely work with your bolster and you'll just be taking, again, the kind of torso down, just drop the chin, perhaps to the bolster there. Or you could even kind of slide it in a little just to rest the whole torso down. So that's 3 options there. So always just acknowledging where your body is at and just work to your capacity. So we don't want to be forcing anything in this particular practice, because we do hold the posture for a little bit of time. And with that time, we just want to make sure our body feels completely and totally relaxed. And the shape, as the name implies, is that heart melting or that heart opening kind of shape there as we release the shoulders and sink the heart down. So you just want to give yourself a little space, a little time just to allow everything to gently soften and settle here. Maybe just taking a little bit of time to just completely rest your soul. And when our soul is relaxed, naturally our mind calms and relaxes. Just taking a bit of time here just to be with you, to be with your breath. To just feel perhaps the sensations arising within the body. Just seeing if you can create a little more space as you allow yourself to just fully and completely let go. Knowing that in yoga we hold our shapes for a little bit of time, so we give the body enough space, enough time just to let go, to release. As we work into these deep layers of our connective tissue, our fascia. And just staying here for another 5 deep breaths, just allowing yourself to just immerse in your breath. Dropping from thinking and just coming into a place of being. Just knowing that for this time that we have together, there's nothing we need to be doing, worrying about, thinking about. Just bring all of your awareness into the eternal here now. And as you inhale, we're going to gently start to release and just move ourselves onto the belly, and we're going to take what is called a rebound. So just taking a little bit of time resting on our belly. And we'll take one palm on top of the other, making a little pillow with our hands, and then just resting your forehead to the tops of the hands there. Just allowing your whole body now to again just relax, to come to a place of stillness, of ease. Just allowing all of that work to again soften, to settle within the heart, within the body, within the mind. And then once you feel ready to transition, we'll move into our next shoulder releasing shape. So we're going to gently take our right arm out to the right. So we want to initially just start with bringing that arm not at 90 degrees here. We want to kind of just bring it a little more forward. And then from here, the idea is that we rest our shoulder, our cheek to the mat. And then we're going to kind of turn our body to the right. So the left sole of our foot will come over to the right of the mat there. And then we just feel into that shape. Maybe the sole of the foot is resting, maybe that feels too much. And if that feels too much, we can take our super soft blanket and just place that in between our legs there. That can be a nice comfy alternative there. And then with our left arm, we can take it behind us and just rest it towards our right hip there. And then you might even want to kind of have a play around with moving the hand into a place that feels nice and comfortable, where we're feeling a nice release through the shoulder there. And then just bringing a little quietness, a little ease into the moment. Just allowing yourself to unwind, to unravel, and find the comfort perhaps in the discomfort of the shape. Breathing into perhaps any resistance with a little love and kindness. And we can stay here for another 5 deep breaths. And then we can gently release, easing our way back. And then just gently moving over to the other side from here. So again, we just gently take our left arm out to the left, and we don't take it like at 90 degrees. We want to take it just a touch higher. And then again, just resting our shoulder and our cheek to the mat, and then gently rotating the body over. So the right sole of the foot now will come to the left side of the body there. And then you might need to just play around with moving the arm forwards or back, just walking the fingertips up or back until you've found that nice sweet spot where you're feeling a really nice stretch through the shoulder there. And again, if it feels too much, we can always just take our soft blanket or a couple of pillows in between the knees. The right fingertips can go high, and then just placing that palm towards our left hip. And then we just take a bit of time just to settle our energy here. So closing down the eyes, deepening the breath, relaxing the face, the jaw, softening the eyes. And then we can gently just stay here for another 5 deep breaths. Just taking your time, preparing yourself to start to gently move the body as we gently ease our way out of this side. And then again, just coming all the way onto your belly to take a rebound once again. So just taking one palm on top of the other and the forehead to the tops of the hands. And then again, just allow your whole body just to rest, to soften, to settle. And then once you feel ready to move, we're going to come into our next shape, which is called the straight jacket. So if this one is new for you, we gently kind of cross the arms out in front. So the idea is that we just want to take the opposite arm, the opposite side of the mat, and then we can either just allow our head to kind of hang there. For some friends, you might be able to get the forehead to the mat. I'm not quite there. Another option is to take your block or your book out in front, or maybe your super soft blanket. And then just gently rest your forehead down. And just spending a little time here. So we just want to allow the body enough space, enough time just to soften and settle. So we never want to be forcing anything. So just taking a bit of time to, again, just be with you, be with your breath. Noticing if perhaps our mind begins to move as we settle, we gently notice our thoughts with loving kindness. Just shifting our awareness back to the eternal here and now. And then as you gently start to release, just easing your way back up and out. And then you might like to work another round, so swapping the arms over. So for me, this round, the right arm will be on top, the left arm will be underneath. I'm just taking, again, a bit of time just to get nice and comfortable here. Maybe bringing the blanket, the block a little more forwards. And then just settling your energy here. And then once you feel ready to release, just gently easing your way back up and out. And then again, just taking our gentle rebound, just allowing all of that work to again soften, to settle within the body, within the heart, within the mind. And once you feel ready to transition, we'll work one last final shape. This one we're going to be working with our block, or perhaps you're working with a book, or I can give you an alternative, working with a blanket if you don't have a block. But if you do have a block, we're going to gently take it up to the second height, if that feels okay. If it feels too much, you're going to drop it down just to the second level there. So just see how that goes, depending on how open you are. And we want to take the block just along the upper spine there. So just through where the shoulder blades are, and just gently laying over the block that way. So this is a really beautiful shoulder release, but also a beautiful heart opening shape. So I like to drop my head back and just really breathe into my heart space. Just feeling into the openness of the moment. Now for some friends that might be too much, and it might be too much just on the neck. So if that feels like it's too much on the neck, you could always take a pillow or your super soft blanket underneath your head just to get a little more comfy there. For some friends, it might be like too high. That height might feel like it's too much, and you can just gently drop down a touch that way, and then just come to that gentle open space. If the block feels perhaps too hard on the back there, we can always work with our yoga bolster. So this is another kind of shoulder opening shape where we take the bolster behind the hips there and just gently laying over our bolster, opening up the shoulders that way. So there's a few options there. So just working into a variation that feels right for you in this moment. And then we can gently just come to a place of calm, of ease, of rest here. Closing down the eyes, just starting to deepen your breath. Just allowing yourself to fully and completely just surrender to this moment. And then we can just stay here for another 5 deep breaths. So just giving yourself a little space, a little time just to prepare, to move, to release from this shape. And then once you feel ready, we can gently ease our way back up and out. And then just coming all the way onto your back once again and just allowing yourself a little space, a little time just to rebound, just to allow all that work to gently soften and settle and find its place. And you can stay in this rest position for as long as you like. If you do have the extra time, stay as long as you can. If you feel to come out with me, we'll just gently roll over onto one side and gently make our way up. I hope this video has been helpful and your shoulders are feeling super open. I wish you all a beautiful day or evening. Perhaps it's the afternoon where you are. I hope this practice has brought you peace and love to your heart and mind. Namaste.